What's it all mean, man? How y'all doing today? It's getting upwards of, in the high 70s here in Portland, and it looks like it's summertime pretty quick here. You know, I'll be 40 this year. And, I heard someone the other day say life starts at 40 for men. And it's kind of this old, when you're younger, you start thinking as I get older, I'm going to lose my steam and whatnot. And you get into your 30s and you start to lose a little bit of your gusto sometimes. But you also realize that you're gaining wisdom and awareness. With that wisdom and awareness comes a price we pay for it, which is basically, almost, I guess it's comparable to self-awareness. In the sense, when we're young, we're far too busy to dwell on the details. And as we get older, we learn that, okay, there's more to life than just running around and meeting girls and going to parties. Or, of course, not all kids are into that, but I was. And I went to the train tunnel and the train bridge and go out and have a good time and take acid on the weekends with my buddies. And, I got into my 20s when I was about 23. I met my wife, and since then I've been with her, and she had a son that was 3 when we met, and he's now 21 this year. And it's just crazy for me to think back, I remember being 21 not too long ago. I was almost that age when I met her, and now our son's that age. It's just a strange thing. But being 40 this year will be, I'm looking at it as a milestone, a step to a new birth, okay, rather than being a slow death, because that seems to be what we dwell on, the negatives in life. It's easy to be afraid of getting old when you get in, people get to be 40, 50, and they start to worry, oh no, I'm going to go downhill, but reality is you've got decades to go. I mean, your waking adult life has been so small, there's so much time left. But it really is all perspective. I can never and will never be able to get into anyone else's shoes to see what time feels like to them. So when people start telling each other, oh, when you get older you'll feel this way. We all do have a general way that we start to feel as we get older about things, but we don't all have the same feelings. In other words, when you hit the age of awareness or realization, which I consider to be, for me personally, I guess it was, it happened really young. When I was a teenager, I became very aware, and psychedelics helped me to open that door. But I guess I don't know when it started, I guess, now that I think about it, because I was really into knowing who I was and, mysticism and stuff like that from a very young age. But it feels like I didn't really hit any point of reckoning until I was in my late 30s, mid to late 30s, within the last 5 years, where I finally was able to, okay, step away from a lot of the bullshit, let a lot of the ego go, but balance it out and not be so obsessed with letting ego go that I just pretend like everything's okay and just, float along saying, oh, I love everybody, that's just nonsense, I've tried, my point being that I've tried all these different approaches to life and found what works. So, what works for me? And I'm still learning better ways to be, things to do and not to do. And that's what learning is, life. But I look at the last 5 years as being the biggest growth I've ever had in my life. And even though I haven't really done anything, it's weird. I don't have any physical accomplishments, but I've worked strongly on mental work, like living in the moment, not becoming paranoid, not fearing anything. That's one big one. I probably fear yellow jackets more than I fear, any of the conspiracies or, But I am outspoken on issues such as, lately it's been about global warming because that's been on my mind. Not that I think we can change it, it is what it is. It's just, these things come out as I start to process them, and that's, and they come and go. And this is why I've never attached myself to one particular idea, because as I age, I go through different emotional states, and different things are important to me. So I attack each issue as it becomes important. and leave a lot of the nonsense behind that I don't find worthy, but at the same time I make a lot of videos about nonsense that aren't worthy, just because I can, right? Anyway, have a wonderful day, everybody, and take care of yourselves.